and in terms of movement restriction. The Independent National area described the governor as the ideal man for the position, revealing their unflinching support for his aspiration while calling on the people of the area to join hands in supporting this quest. Paris now completes the story.
As the Ondo State governorship election approaches, different support groups within the All Progressives Congress (APC) are beginning to canvass support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The latest is the meeting of APC leaders in Akoko Southwest local government area with residents to garner support for the governor. Addressing the people, a special advisor nominee to the governor, Benga Omoli, said the governor has shown good leadership qualities, having worked closely with the former governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, hence the need to support him.
We came home to tell our people that the only way to allow Baka again 2025 is Lucky, the governor of Ondo State. And I want to use the word to say the word that Akoko Southwest endorsed Lucky Orimiso Aiyedatiwa as the gubernatorial candidate, not aspirant.
A former House of Reps member, Ade Adeogun, Chairman Ondo Subeb, Victor Olabimton, and other APC leaders stressed the need to give maximum support to the governor and encouraged the people to use their numerical strength to support the governor.
Almost every leader, every ward was ably represented here in us taking a decision, and we took an overwhelming that for the best interest of our people, the best interest of our state, that it is ideal because we need someone who is humble, someone who is going to deliver, who is going to hit the ground running like the governor, present governor is doing, and someone who can take the state beyond where it is now into the future, where Ondo State will be able to stand proud among the committee of. We concluded that the right person is Honorable Orimiso Aiyedatiwa.
For this in the party, for everything to run well, we should allow him to continue. And that is why those who believe that Lucky Orimiso Aiyedatiwa should continue from where his boss stopped, those of us are here today to now tell the people of Akoko Southwest that this is where we are going. And we want all the people of Akoko Southwest to join hand with us.
We have resolved as leaders of Akoko Southwest to work with him and to work for him and to deliver him as far as the primary election and the general election is concerned, concerning 2024 election in Ondo State.
No fewer than 50 persons recently defected from various political parties to the All Progressives Congress ahead the forthcoming governorship election. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa saluted the college fighters of Ondo State founding fathers as the state clocked 48 years. Aiyedatiwa, in his message for the anniversary, congratulated the people of the state and commended the founding fathers for their foresight and invaluable contributions towards making Ondo State what it is today in terms of sustainable development and inclusive growth. The governor noted that though some of the founding fathers have transitioned to the other side of the divide, the surviving generations have a duty to take pride in the illustrious contributions of their forebears, as well as continue to contribute their own quota to the overall development of the state, while promising to continue to build on the worthy legacies of the founding fathers. Governor Aiyedatiwa reassured commitment to maximize
It has been a success story as far as I'm concerned, because we have recorded landmark achievements in every sector of the economy, be it infrastructure, manpower development, and social and the welfare of the citizenry in Ondo State. And we have had a lot of administration, and the various administrations have made their own impact to the development of Ondo State. The state capital, when you look at Akure, we have a new face as far as Akure, that the state capital, is concerned.
The reality is, at 48, we expect a lot more than what we're seeing. And we're believing that going forward, we've made errors in the past in terms of quality of governance. We've had the baggage of military rule that actually impeded our growth. But we'll have another step. God has actually given us an opportunity to rewrite the story of Ondo State, to think that going forward from this 48th anniversary, in the next 5 to 10 years, that Ondo State will have quadrupled its GDP in the next 5 years, that there's been a lot of prosperity in Ondo State, and everybody who is living and doing business in Ondo State will enjoy better quality of life. Our wish for Ondo State is for people to actually do well here. We want to be able to compete with states, even though we don't have the advantage of Lagos, but we want to place Ondo State in a position you can compete with Ogun State, compete with Oyo State, compete with FCT, compete with other states where the standard of living is higher.
At this so far, we are grateful to God. We thank our founding fathers for what they have done to make Ondo State what Ondo State is today. We are not yet at the El Dorado, but we will get there by the grace of God. We change in leadership, a lot of things still need to happen in the state. We still need people who are passionately in love with Ondo State, so that we can, you see, we are not supposed to be where we are for now. We are supposed to have moved ahead. A lot of water has passed under the bridge.
It has been a
eminent sons of the state reflecting on the past and projecting for the future of Ondo State. Since its creation 48 years ago, 19 people have served as governor, 12 military governors and 7 civilian governors, including Governor Aiyedatiwa, who was sworn in on the 27th of December 2023, following the demise of the immediate past governor of the state, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. We're due to take a break on the news at 7. At this time, we'll be back with more stories. Do join us. joining us on the news tonight. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV and on the recent revelation department and the federal airport authority of national Nigeria, the stakeholders to avoid outcries. This will stress the need for Nigerians to play down on politicizing government actions.
On January 18, 2024, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria announced the relocation of its headquarters from Abuja to Lagos. This announcement followed a directive from Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The Central Bank of Nigeria also announced the relocation of some departments from its headquarters in Abuja to Lagos, a move which has been aimed on improving productivity. The decision was also enhanced on the premise that the current capacity of the Abuja office of the Central Bank of Nigeria is 3,000, while the staff strength is 4,000, a situation regarded as threat to the facility. Affected departments include banking, supervision, consumer protection department, government system management department, and financial policy regulations department. Some Nigerians express support for the decision.
We're made to understand that some of these departments in the CBN actually have their main offices in Lagos. And principal officers had to fly in almost twice or three times a week. That increases cost of running such an office. So why don't we have them on ground there so that we can save some cost, more so looking at the state of the economy. So I think if government having taken that decision and we listen to the reasons why such a decision was taken, then we can rationalize it out, and I think government has every right to do that. For example, for FAAN, major bulk of their operations are in Lagos. And then people will have to come down every time they are needed, mostly to almost every week. So I think it's sensible, and I think government has taken the right step.
The relocation move was also followed by outcry from some Nigerians and groups, including the Northern Senators Forum, which said constituents from their region expressed concern over the matter. The need for constructive dialogue between governments and relevant stakeholders before taking decisions that affect the people was stressed.
The government should come up to really help. We are talking about the workforce, the workers who have to be moving, who have to relocate now. That is to say that somebody who has already settled down in Abuja will have to come to Lagos and begin to look for accommodation again. I want to believe that the concerned agencies should find a way of easing the movement of these workers at this particular time. Yeah.
Setting aside biases, political sentiments, and ethnic consideration for national development are identified as key by some Nigerians.
If it is being relocated back to Lagos, I don't think there is anything bad in it, as long as we have genuine reasons. And to me, the reason that has been ascribed to it is because critical issues to be taken in Lagos. For instance, the issue of CBN, and again, I think the FAN is also being relocated. Of course, most of our activities of FAN takes place in Lagos State. So why should the head office, why should those offices be in Abuja? It has not relocated the headquarters of FAN or the headquarters of Central Bank, still in Abuja. But then offices can be there. Why is it difficult? Why can't we bring office to even Akure? Why can't we bring offices to Osogbo, the state capital of, if it is relevant there? Why do we need to move those who their operations are basically in Akure to Abuja? So that means that we have to be traveling. That will cause a lot of risk. But as I have said, a lot of things we do in this country, we tend to attach, ethnic sentiment, religious sentiment into it.
According to reports, at least 1,500 staff members of the Central Bank of Nigeria are affected by the relocation. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
After months of preparation and anticipation for the Akoko North East, Akoko North West Federal Constituency by-election.
We have
the demonstration gathered have been impressive. Though we have some pocket of, we have some reports of some flash of violence in some areas like 2 Unit 9. There have been reports, even that has been speculated before now, and we hope the security men are on it. But in every other ward across the 30 wards in our notice, so far we've not had any other report of violence.
As you have seen, we've made calls to other places. We've made calls to Irun, to Ajowa, to Ikare, to Aoga, and then around here, it's been relatively peaceful. That is in Akoko Northwest local government.
So far, so good with the reports we have been hearing. We are looking for a peaceful jubilation from different angles, because the reports we have been hearing from different police units, from different wards, from different towns, the election process will be peaceful, and I believe whoever emerge after the whole process, at least everybody will embrace the in the community.
The turnout is impressive, and the process has been peaceful, reasonably, since the commencement of accreditation and voting. We have visited quite a number of polling units. And, the process is going on peacefully.
I know that everything must be going successfully. There is no anything like fighting each other. There is no anything like that in Palace.
After the completion of this election process, the eventual announcement of the winner in this election to fill the vacant Akoko Northeast Northwest Federal Constituency seat in the House of Representatives. The winner is expected to complete the tenure that was started earlier by the former occupier, who is now Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubunmi Jojo, from Ogbagi Akoko in Akoko Northwest local government area. Sahida Ribisala, West South News.
The federal government has to invest in mammogram program to help Nigerians access regular checkups. For early detection, a medical expert, Dr. Laura Abolade gave the advice while students on cancer during an event to commemorate this year's World Cancer Day celebration. According to Abolade, it's crucial for government to invest in programs that will show that involving of their citizens, including sensitization activities, to let the people know that cancer is preventable with the right steps. Are taken. The medical experts encourage students and teachers to take their health seriously, and them to be cautious and engage in practices that will make them calm down to cancer generally. The National Arts Commission of Nigeria now has 48 million naira 2024 arts fair for intended group of the practice sector. Now, Madam Jalal Arabi said the commission has secured some discounts from sellers in Saudi Arabia to reduce the cost of the pilgrimage on the pilgrims. Arabi said that the cost of the 2024 Hajj would have shot to 6 million naira due to the volatile currency situation in Nigeria, but for the Commission's intervention by consolidating the gains achieved in lowering the cost of services. The assured of the Commission's commitment to ensure a smooth and successful Hajj for all intended pilgrims, in spite of the challenges posed by foreign exchange. To the foreign scene now, local buses, trams and subway trains have been cancelled In much of Germany, as transport
Germans have endured yet another day of strikes. Bus and train stations across the country came to a halt as 90,000 transport workers were called on to walk off the job. The 24-hour strike was called by labor union Verdi in all federal states except Bavaria. It's the latest in a series of industrial actions that have hit the country's transport sector in weeks and disrupted millions of commuters and travelers. Frank Kibler is a bus driver and council member.
The Employers Association unfortunately has presented a counter-demand which we feel is a return to the Middle Ages. They would like a 3-hour work week on a voluntary basis, and they want to abolish the protection against dismissal we are entitled to after 15 years. We are unfortunately forced to go on strike, otherwise we would not have gone on strike.
Verdi said it demanded better working conditions. It wants new measures brought in, including reduced working hours and more holiday entitlement. The latest action comes a day after security staff went on strike at 11 German airports. That led to more than 1,000 flight cancellations and affected 200,000 passengers, according to Airports Association. Germany also saw farmer strikes last month, with tractors blocking roads in protest at subsidy cuts. Akintunde Akinshimola for Osrc News.
The United Nations Court has ruled that it will hear a case in which Kyiv has asked it to declare it did not commit genocide in eastern Ukraine, as Russia claimed as a protest for attacking its smaller neighbor. Ukraine brought the case to the International Court, also known as the World Court, days after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The Kolali tells us more in this report.
It follows from the foregoing.
The International Court of Justice has ruled that it will hear part of a case brought by Ukraine. Kyiv has asked the UN highest court where it did not commit genocide in eastern Ukraine, which Russia claimed as a pretense for going to war with its neighbor. Ukraine brought the case to the court, also known as the World Court, days after Russia's full invasion in February 2022. On Friday, judges found the court had jurisdiction to hear a small part of the case on whether or not Ukraine committed genocide on Donetsk or Luhansk, which are now occupied by Russia. The judges threw out a request by Ukraine to rule on whether the Russia invasion violated the 1948 Genocide Convention,
and that the court may not deal with them on the merits.
Last September, lawyers from Moscow urged judges to throw out the entire case, saying Kyiv legal arguments were flawed and the court had no jurisdiction. On Friday, the judges granted some of those to hear the case on the merits. The court issued an emergency order in March 2022, ordering Russia to immediately its military operation, ordering Russia to immediately halt its military operations in Ukraine. While the court's rulings are final and legally binding, it has no way to enforce them, and some states, like Russia, have ignored them. Ukraine won a small victory at the court on Wednesday, when Russia had violated UN treaties against the financing of terrorism and discrimination. That was a different case, dealing with incidents from 2014. Aderonke Kolawole, Osrc News.
To end the news tonight, the major stories. The by-election for Akoko Northeast Northwest Federal Constituency has gone ahead smoothly with an impressive turnout of voters. As on about 48 Governor Lucky Aida revealed, the state's founding fathers sacrificed for the progress made thus far. Intended pilgrims to Saudi Arabia later in the year have been asked to pay 4.8 million naira. And from the local transportation have been grounded as just workers down tools.
Ukraine